Athens, where it took a little longer for the snow to get started, but now that it has, it's certainly well underway and also reducing visibility quite a bit. You should be able to make out Sanford Stadium there in the distance, but a little more difficult to with the snow in the area. And blowing snow will be an issue as well because the winds have increased right on schedule here. We've got several spots where the wind is gusting over 30 miles an hour, including Atlanta and Rome. And then we've been watching this zone right here where you see these arrows converging together. That's been lining up with where we've had some of our more persistent and heavy snow that we're still tracking, outlined in this blue here on the radar. But we've also seen bands of essentially snow squalls on the west side of town. And also note the temperatures here. They have dropped throughout the morning. They're not moving up. If anything, they'll be moving down. And with temperatures already in the teens and the winds as strong as they are, the wind chill even in the afternoon is going to be brutal. Single digits dropping to some below zero numbers overnight. All right, allow me to geek out for a moment and revisit something we were talking about earlier this morning, because I'm encouraging you, while you're sharing all of your great winter weather photos, a fun thing to do is actually, if the snow is falling, try to capture a snowflake. Maybe if it's only on your sleeve and you can get a good picture of it and see the different structures of the snowflake. It's always fun to check it out. But Fox 5's Kevin Stewart sent me this picture earlier today from Dahlonega when he was out there. And he was questioning, why did the snow have sort of this lint or insulation kind of texture to it? And this is just an interesting example of how the temperature and the humidity from the cloud through different levels of the atmosphere ultimately affects the structure of the snowflake and what you get on the ground. So we typically see those classic snowflake shapes. Those are called dendrites. Those are going to be the brighter shades that you see in here. But you see these little lines here in the snow picture that he sent me. Those are needles and columns. And so those are kind of mixed in, and that requires some drier air to make those form. We've talked a lot about this being a drier, powdery type of snow, and that's why it's giving it sort of a different texture here, allowing it to blow around, and thankfully not allowing it to really accumulate much on tree limbs to where we have to worry about that. The wind could continue to create a few scattered power outages here and there. Here's a closer view of the snow in motion, that band that's been heavier from eastern Gwinnett County now dipping down into Morgan and Putnam counties. There's a little break right there. And then we've got the heavier bands still ongoing here out to the west. Notice this right here into North Fulton County. We're going to watch this snow start to fill back in. Some of these areas that really feel like they've missed out so far, there is more on the way, which will keep us under our winter storm warning until 1 a.m. Sunday. Winter weather advisory. That will actually wrap up at 7 o'clock this evening, only because we're expecting that snow will taper off a little bit earlier in those locations. But we're still on top of the changes out there for you. We'll bring you another update in just a few minutes. Tom and Alex.
Joanne, thanks so much. We're starting to see snowfall right here in Metro Atlanta.
Gosh, it's about time. You know, we've been waiting for this. Deidre Dukes is at Piedmont Park. Deidre, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good morning, Alex and Tom. Well, I tell you what, we still have people out and about, even though, as Joanne said, we have seen temperatures drop out here within the past half hour or so. And boy, the wind has really picked up. And you can see a family making their way to Piedmont Park there. And we've seen a lot of this out in the area here at Piedmont Park. People walking their dogs, all bundled up, getting that exercise in. I've even seen people running, and some folks that just have shorts on, if you can believe that, as chilly as it is out here today. Shorts and short sleeve shirts, but they do have their gloves on, so at least they're keeping their hands warm. When I was out here, I guess about a half hour or so ago, the sun was out. It was snowing. We're experiencing those snow flurries, but it was definitely warmer out here. But like I said, within the past half hour or so, it seems like the temperatures have really taken a turn.
Yeah, nice nosedive there. But let Alex Forbes tell it, that snowy weather is on the way, so I guess we'll just have to stay tuned.
I know, we thought it was over when we see the sunshine, but not so much. Deidre, we'll check back in with you. Thanks.
Okay, so by contrast, Gwinnett County is starting to see quite a bit of snow, or at least at the last check it was.
Yeah, they're kind of up north and east, up 85. Let's check in with Good Day's Georgia Chambers, who's standing by live for us. Georgia, looks like you got quite a different scene behind you than Deidre down at Piedmont Park.
Yeah, it's been consistently snowing since around 6:30 this morning. The last time.
And pretty good ones, too. Georgia can hear us, but she
She
can't
can't
talk
speak
to
back
us.
with us. I know. I wanted to know where in the Midwest.
I might
are you
regret that
from?
later. I don't know.
I know. Now you got it all up
Do
your
you
back.
regret that? Or, that was fun, right?
I love it. Absolutely don't regret it.
I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska. So my Midwestern friends are making fun of me right now because they're like, why are you covering this? And I was like, listen, in Georgia, this is a very big deal. So we're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, tell your fellow Cornhuskers that we don't get a lot of snow here. So when we do, we jump in.
Georgia, I've got family
Exactly.
in Chicago. Totally understand being made fun of for this.
Yeah, well, I'm from South Florida, so I don't understand any of it.
And it's okay.
Georgia, thanks
Well,
so
we
much.
need to get you out here so you can make some
Yeah,
arrangements too.
yeah, it looks
Takes
like
all
fun. Maybe we'll come out. Thanks, Georgia. Time now.
Very long, because here's how we're going to start out Sunday with some wind chill values that could be 10 or 15 below zero. That's why we've got this extreme cold warning in effect. A couple things to keep in mind: the duration of the cold. And I know Alex Forbes has mentioned a few times that really makes it more susceptible for pipes to burst. If you haven't taken precautions yet, go ahead and do it. That's not something you want to have to contend with. Leave faucets dripping if you have to, because our best chance of seeing above freezing temperatures area wide is not until Monday afternoon. Let's go through this right here. The combination of temperature and wind chill. It'll drop into the teens tonight in the Atlanta area, but we wake up around sunrise to numbers near zero in the morning. So naturally the question is, when do we really thaw out? Well, we do get an opportunity next week. Tomorrow, not so much, but we will have sunshine out tomorrow, and that's going to start to melt through things, knowing that these snow showers are going to taper off from west to east by late afternoon and early this evening. So even overnight tonight, the clouds are going to start to clear, which will leave us not only sunny for the second half of the weekend, but also Monday on Groundhog Day. Now notice, we're still below freezing to start that day, but we'll bounce back up to 48 in the afternoon. We've really lost sight of what is normal for temperatures this time of year. That would be mid-50s. We actually have that in our extended forecast. We'll get there for Tuesday and Wednesday, so that should mean we're warm enough for only rain with that next system for the middle of next week. Tom and Alex.
All right, Joanne, thanks so much. Before we leave you here on this extended version of Good Day Atlanta on a Saturday morning, I want to take you live outside for another look at conditions as we track this wintry storm that is passing through our area yet again this weekend as we take a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. So far, no reports of any significant delays out there, but as the snow kind of rolls in, we might start hearing just that. We're continuing to monitor the situation there.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed. Take a look at the roadways now. You can see that there is still some snow accumulation there. We're keeping you posted.
And then once you get down to US 29 there, just to the north of Noonan in Coweta County, you're getting spray. This will eventually flow into Fayette County. For those of you there in Tyrone, all the way down to Peachtree City, and then up next would likely be Fayetteville. Likely a couple squalls inching closer to the airport. We'll have to check that camera momentarily to see if we're getting any ground signatures there. We're going to continue to see this activity fester across the area as we go throughout the afternoon and into the early evening for some, especially out east. So if you have not gotten snow yet, and I know there's a section of DeKalb County that is waiting on some accumulation to actually occur there are some bands out to the west that could possibly slide over your neighborhoods before this is all said and done. We'll track that as we get deeper into the hour. Alex, Tom.
Okay, Jonathan, we will check back with you very soon. We appreciate you watching our entire area for us. We do want to focus on some live images now and get a sense of what things are really doing in real time. So let's turn things over to Newton County.
And that is where we find Christopher King. We've had a changing of the guard. Christopher, with our reporters, you are providing perspective from there. It doesn't look too bad where you're standing.
Well, Tom and Alex, I really want your assignment today. So far, it's just really cold out here. Very cold. For now, we are live in Covington. Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, Christopher, we appreciate that. And just the realism, you know, we have been seeing not much in the more metro section, but when you look north of Metro Atlanta, there's been plenty of snow out there. Think Gwinnett County, Dahlonega. So I'm seeing some of you guys' comments on our Fox 5 Atlanta YouTube channel, and some of you guys are saying they're blowing it out of proportion. You just stay tuned, because we do have quite a bit of snow out there, just not where Christopher King was.
Let's get out to Rob DiRienzo. Maybe he has some snow for us.
Yeah.
live on 316 in Gwinnett County. Rob, how about that? Quite a different scene than what we just saw from Christopher King.
Yeah, guys, maybe I have some snow. It's blowing in my face. It's all over the...
Reminder of the importance of driving slowly in these conditions. Even though the snow seems like it's such a pretty sight, there is always that possibility of spinning out with ice forming underneath.
And hats off to those first responders who are out there trying to help people and get that traffic situation resolved. Rob DiRienzo live for us off 316 in Gwinnett County. Rob, thanks. We've been getting a lot of new videos and pictures coming in from all over the area.
Yeah, and I know